Also from the 1940s, we have a very important iconic work by Elizabeth Catlett. Lot 41 head is a painted terracotta fired clay head of an African-American woman. This really is the quintessential early Elizabeth Catlett sculpture. Elizabeth Catlett works in many medium, but this is the first terracotta work of hers to come to auction, and it's one of her most important pieces. 1947 was the first year that Elizabeth Catlett worked in terracotta. It was her first full year of living in Mexico, and she studied terracotta with the artist Francisco Zuniga, and she had also married the Mexican painter Francisco Mora. It's a very important year for her, and this work really sums up her early interests in sculpture, in defining African-American identity, and to really show her beautiful representation of African-American beauty. This is one of the best early examples of Elizabeth Catlett's work in terracotta, and this work comes from a special collection of a family that lived in Mexico, in San Miguel de Allende, and were friends of the artist. And this piece and the other terracotta work in this sale, Lot 96, Torso, Portrait of Joan, are two exceptional works in terracotta. Swann Galleries has really set the benchmark for the work of Elizabeth Catlett. We offered the first known sculpture of hers at auction, and we are just thrilled to have in this sale 3 excellent examples of her work, 2 in terracotta, and also Sister in green marble. In addition, we have exceptional works of hers on paper, including her best-known image, Sharecropper. We have in both versions, color and black and white. Moving into the mid-century, we have some great examples of paintings from the 1950s. Figurative works by artists like Huey Lee Smith and Bob Thompson, and some exceptional works of abstraction by artists such as Hale Woodruff, Alma Thomas, and Buford Delaney. The Hale Woodruff paintings that we have from his abstract period are exceptional examples. The 2 works in this sale come from the same collection and were both exhibited in the artist's first major retrospective in 1979 at the Studio Museum in Harlem. Lot 80 is Hale Woodruff's Europa and the Bull, and this is a very large abstract expressionist painting, one of the largest we know. It's one of only 3 known paintings from his Mythic series. The other 2 are in museum collections. From the same collection, Lot 93, Celestial Gate, is a very good example of this series. The Celestial Gate series is probably the artist's best known work in abstraction, and this is a great combination of African symbolism and modernism. We have another early example from the 1950s of a great abstract painter, Alma Thomas. Alma Thomas worked most of her life as a teacher and only became a professional artist late in life, in her late 60s. And this work predates most of her fame. Alma Thomas is better known for her works of concentric circles and rhythmic brush marks. And for someone who started so late in life, it was truly remarkable that in 1972, she had a 1-person exhibition at the Whitney Museum. Another great early example of abstract painting is Lot 244, an untitled painting by Buford Delaney. This is a gorgeous work of this artist in his signature yellows, but this work has an incredible amount of paint and pastelled brushstrokes and intertwined color. It's really an outstanding example of early work by Buford Delaney. This is a highlight of the Lawrence B. Dorsey collection, a group of work put together by a Brooklyn patron of the arts, art framer and dealer, Lawrence Dorsey, and he was a friend of Joseph Delaney, the artist's brother. and many other artists. We have a wonderful group of work from the collection at the end of the catalog, where we've set aside wonderful examples of work by Elizabeth Catlett, Charles White, Maris Critchlow, and many other artists. Finally, Lot 187 is a beautiful monumental drawing by Charles White. We're thrilled to have another exceptional example of this artist's work in large-scale drawing. In our last sale in October, we sold, for an artist's record, a drawing of Harriet Tubman. And in this sale, we have a beautiful late drawing by the artist. The title is Lo, I Am Black, and this large, impressive drawing has a confidence, and this really epitomizes Charles White's great draftsmanship and shows his continued work in elevating women to a heroic scale. This large drawing is one of the many studies he did for his last commission, a public mural in Los Angeles. Lo, I Am Black shows the artist's work in charcoal and crayon, and it's a beautiful drawing, a woman seated in robes, proud like a pagoda, but with the most powerful portrait, a really piercing study of a woman's face. Charles White did a lot of depictions of women that were strong and proud throughout his career. But late in his career, in this drawing, in 1979, we really see the culmination of that, a confident woman, a woman of her times. In the late 70s, a very proud woman. Our preview starts on February 13th, Wednesday, and runs through Tuesday, February 19th. The auction is in the afternoon. I really encourage you to come to Swann Galleries and see these works in person. If not, the entire catalog is online on our website with full descriptions and color illustrations. The strength of the material is evident. I mean, these are wonderful treasures. Some of them have been exhibited in museums or have been illustrated in artist books. We're really excited to see them and to be able to offer them to our audience for auction.